Right, welcome back to another video. We are at our first event of the season at Tweseldown. We're doing the BE100 today. Yeah, so this is our first event of the season and the weather is really nice today. The going's good. The cross country's got quite a lot of different terrains and stuff. I've actually put studs in them today and we're just about to go and do our dressage. So fingers crossed I actually remember it. Hello and welcome back to another video. Here is Ruffian and I warming up for our dressage test, and he was actually really smart and was feeling really good going into our test. So coming down the centre line, Ruffian and I actually scored a 31.5 in this test, which was nice. After the dressage phase, we were actually sitting 5th. I thought it was a pretty average test for him. I thought it being the first event of the season and all, he would be a little bit more energetic, but actually he was very level-headed. He did a really nice accurate test and kept a nice rhythm throughout, I thought. It was quite a fun test to do, but I'm mostly proud of just remembering the test this time. Last season, my track record was pretty bad for remembering dressage tests. But getting my dressage sheet back at the end of the day, throughout the test, I got quite a lot of 7.5s and 7s. And the judge's comment at the end of the test was basically a lovely horse, but has a lot more to show, which I would agree. He is just a little bit plain, I think, in this test. But he has a lovely movement and is active enough to score those 7.5s. In this next 15-metre circle at sea, we actually score an 8. Apparently the size was a lot better and was a really good rhythm throughout this 15-metre circle. I think throughout this test I was mostly focusing on actually just remembering it rather than riding it super accurately. And then again in the walk you can just see I'm really kicking with that outside leg because he's quite lazy. As soon as I got into walk I think he thought he'd finished. And Ruff actually has a really super walk, so I was a bit disappointed he didn't show it off. The free walk on a long rein was good. I think we scored a 6.5 for that actually. He could have stretched a lot more, but he had a good rhythm and was stepping through with his hind legs. And then he went really short and sort of collected before our trot transition at A, which was a bit annoying. I could feel him just tensing up, almost as if he was expecting a walk to canter transition, which obviously we weren't doing. And then, yeah, that was a bit slow, that canter transition. I remember riding that in the test actually and thinking, ooh, I hope the second one's better than that one. And again, the canter needed a bit more impulsion. He needed to look like he was ready for cross-country rather than poodling along like he is. But again, a nice rhythm, a little tense throughout his back and neck, which made that corner a bit messy. Going into our downwards transition to trot, which was nice actually. And then again, because he is quite a long horse, I have to really balance him around these corners. And actually, riding in a 20x40 for the first time this season made me realise I've got to really slow him down and collect him a bit more because he's such a big mover. Our second canter transition was much better and we scored a 7 for that. But again, a little bit more impulsion. But you can see me sort of using my legs quite a lot, and I think the judges pick up on that and think that the horse is being really lazy, which he kind of is. And then again across the diagonal with a downwards transition to trot, which I have to make sure he doesn't rush into, and then making sure I balance him and collect him coming down the centre line for the final time and preparing him for his halt. And for him actually I was really pleased with his halt. Right, so we've just done the dressage and it was pretty average test for him, I thought. He was a bit dead to the leg, but it was quite an accurate test and I remembered it, so that's all that matters. I think we're starting 5th going into the show jumping at the moment. Show jumping is quite a twisty course, so you just need to keep him balanced the whole time so he doesn't slip over. We've got studs in, change of tack, and we're just going to head down to the show jumping now, so yeah. Now walking the show jumping course, it was quite a twisty course, and actually I didn't think it would suit Ruffian very well at all. Coming into that second fence we were totally on the wrong leg, but I just sort of balanced him around the corner, and then he got a nice change coming around to fence 3, which was quite a decent sized spread, and then a nice forward stride to number 4. But yes, walking the course I thought it was quite a twisty turny course and quite a small arena, so I had to really collect him and balance him and make sure he didn't rush through my hands too much. And I found all the distances quite short with him. But he jumped a nice clear round, just. It wasn't the most tidy. We are definitely rusty. And I don't know what it is about show jumping, but it is my least favourite part of my event day. But I've got a super jumping horse, which makes my life a lot easier. But yes, and then coming to the last fence, which was just a plain upright fence, so I made sure not to rush that. And yeah, he jumps it clear. Very happy with him. Right, so we've just done the show jumping and we jumped a nice clear, which I was quite relieved about because I hate show jumping so much. Onto the cross country, I think we are sat in 4th now. We've moved up a spot, which is great. Hoping for a nice, safe, clear round inside the time. The course is very manageable for him. I'm a bit nervous about a couple of the water combinations, but I'm hoping, because we came cross country schooling here only a week ago, that he'll remember it all. And he'll jump a nice clear, but fingers crossed that we just come home both safe. And on to the fun part of the day, the cross country. He warmed up super, just getting his heart rate up before heading on course, and he had an absolute blast around the cross country course. Enough technical things to make him think, but actually I think he just really thoroughly enjoyed getting back out eventing, and he jumped super clear inside the time. He was a bit quick actually the whole way round, so halfway around the course I just put the brakes on a little bit and enjoyed it. And we came home plenty of time on the watch, and yeah, both came back safe and sound, which is always the main thing, and one very happy horse. And even with the water combinations, he's so much braver. He canters straight through the water now, none of this silly trotting. So I'm feeling really confident for our step up to novice in a week's time. Right, so we just finished our first event of the season and we finished 4th on 31.5. Finished on our dressage score, which was really good. Ruff is really fit from hunting all winter, so he managed to storm around the cross country, no problems. He was a little bit quick actually, so I had to check my watch. So yeah, no, he was a very good boy. Really pleased for our first event of the season, giving me a lot of confidence for our second event of the season, which is actually our first novice at Cirencester Park. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. And yeah.